Good morning, y'all. No, it's morning somewhere. So, we've been gone for a couple of weeks. Apologize for that, but hey, life. Um, so, last time we had a little fun at Glock's expense. We're here to talk about Glock again. No, I'm not going to give him a hard time, or I'm going to try not to. No, this time instead, we're going to be perpetuating the stereotype of the Glock, Glock being good guns. I can't say the other damn thing, but yeah, the per per whatever. Uh, so I'm going to be going over what I think is the most underrated Glock on the market. So of course, Glock 19 still the most, probably the most common polymer framed striker fired pistol out there. Probably the most common concealed carry pistol out there. One of the most common pistols anywhere. The Glock 19, the Glock 17. Here over recent couple of years, the Glock 43X has just boomed in the market. Glock 43 was, of course, there, but as soon as they added that couple of extra rounds to it, it just tore up the subcompact market. It really did. And I got to give it to Glock for that. You know, hey, good job. Whatever. Screw you. No, not here to give Glock a hard time. Remember, knock that shit off. So through the course of having one of my relatives, who shall remain nameless, searching for their first pistol, because, the world sucks and it's getting worse minute by minute. So she's, of course, it's female, small stature, a little bit of age on her, small hands, weaker, and has had some issues with her hands as well. So of course we tried the usual suspects, and my very first thought was naturally the Smith & Wesson Shield EZ, which Shield EZ, good gun. I have a lot of fun with it. I own one, so I tried her on mine. The issue was that stupid friggin' grip safety. And she's not the only one. It is a common thing. Mine is, if you're going to design a gun to be very easy for weaker, meeker people to use, you probably shouldn't throw in an extra roadblock to make up for the fact that the slide works so easy, the recoil's so easy, the trigger's so easy, the loading mechanism in the magazines is so easy. You probably shouldn't throw in a roadblock like fucking grip safety that a lot of them can't use, especially more inexperienced shooters. Find it really difficult to grip properly so that they're not grabbing hold of that thing wrong and you fail to fire. And in the heat of it, do you really want your mother, your daughter, your sister, maybe your grandmother to have a failure to fire because of a damn grip safety? No. Now, of course, Smith & Wesson came out with their new equalizer, which I was kind of excited to see. Hey, it's easy to use and has the same slide mechanism and all that is easy. Unfortunately, they also throw in the damn grip safety. I'm still going to try it just so I can review it and tell everybody what I think. But you can put an optic on it. Come on. Yes, that was a drawback with the easy. But we tried the usual suspects. We went to the Sig Sauer P365, the 365 XL, the Springfield Hellcat, Hellcat Pro. Of course, I knew the Shield 2.0 was going to have way too heavy a slide for her to operate. And it is let's be honest, I love that gun. I own it. I used to carry it. But it is a vicious, vicious recoil. And there is no way she was going to be able to handle that, especially as a new shooter. Frankly, everybody else in my household that shoots just as much as I do, they hate that gun because of that vicious recoil. Me, I got used to it, and I absolutely love that little girl. Not for the shooter I'm out for. So there was another woman on the range trying out guns right next to us, and she had the Glock 43X. The person I was with tried a couple of shots, and she liked it okay. So when we went back, I tried her on it again. It was okay. But I found one I thought would be even better. A little bit longer barrel, which means better recoil impulse. It also, of course, you've got the Glock accessory rail, light rail, whatever the hell they want to call that thing this week, that you can only use certain shit on, whatever. But it was also an optics ready model. Great. Everything else exactly the same. Nice. Same capacity, the same, same grip capacity, same, it's light, it's thin, it's easy to operate, slightly longer barrel, actually quite a bit longer barrel. So I'm going to reintroduce, and I showed it off the last time, the Glock 48 MOS. Now this is, and again, this is in my opinion the most highly underrated and underappreciated and undersought Glock ever. With, well, I'll get into that in a minute. So let's compare a little bit. Now I'm going to use, since I don't have a Glock 19, nor will I ever, you know this girl, and she's clear, no mag, no rounds. Again, the Glock, no mag, no rounds. We're completely clear, we're good. My Shadow Systems MR920L. So we're going to use her as a better looking stand-in for the Glock 19. So the Glock 48 is exactly the same height as the Glock 19, which makes it great for concealability. It is actually just slightly, and I mean like a 1/10 of an inch, maybe, shorter than the Glock 19, with a slightly longer barrel. Again, maybe a 1/10 of an inch than the Glock 19. So that's going to add a whole lot to the controllability and the recoil impulse of this pistol. It's part of their Slimline series of Glocks, so very thin, only holds a single stack 10-round magazine, exactly the same as the 43X. But again, you have that longer barrel, which gives it a better recoil impulse. Now, the reason the Glock 43X took off was, one, magazine capacity, but slimline, easy to conceal. When you're talking about concealability, the biggest issue with it is actually right there. It's the grip, which is why the subcompacts are really easy to conceal. The compacts are really easy to conceal because they don't have that full grip to them like the full size do, the Glock 17s and things like that. So when you get a visual comparison here, you're looking at the same height. If I can get them lined up properly here. You're looking at just about the same height as a Glock 19. Yes, I know I'm pointing them at myself. No, I don't care. Yes, you know I don't care. Now, bearing in mind that my Shadow Systems is the L model, so it is a long slide model, but you see the difference in the slide lengths here. So this has actually got just about the exact identical slide length as a Glock 19. Great. We've got the TLR 7 sub. Really great light by Streamlight. We also put on the Swamp Fox optic here, and I really love Swamp Fox. I really do. It's shake awake, puts itself to sleep. It's a really, really nice, oh my God, that dot is so nice. Really nice little dot on there. Not sure if I can get it. Nah, I can't. But anyway, fits the gun perfect. No adapter plates, so really great there. Makes it able to seat nice and low so that these Glock sights don't be bad, are still able to be picked up and co-witness in case the optic goes down. Swamp Fox Sentinel. Don't ask me why I couldn't think of it. I actually have this on my Canik Mate SFX at home, which is where I learned that I really, really love this optic. And I said this in the last video, I'll say it again in this one. One of the other great things with this pistol is ants trying to get my drink. Oh, son of a bitch. Just because I'm in your yard. Is this thing has by far, now Glock is known for having the shittiest out-of-the-box triggers on the market. And I know they said they improved it with the Gen 5s. No, they didn't. Matter of fact, in the opinion of a lot of people, myself included, they actually went backwards. So they went from a trigger that just sucked to a trigger that feels like you're wringing out a wet sponge. That's my only knock that I'm going to have on Glock today. This one, on the other hand, I said it before, I'm going to say it now. In my opinion, this is the absolute best out-of-the-box Glock trigger ever put on the market. I don't know why they don't put this trigger in everything they build. I mean, look at this. Again, not spectacular, but for Glock. So you've got a little bit of take up, right? Before you hit the wall. Break. Nice. Clean. It's their usual about a 5.5, 6 inch break, 6 pound break. 5.5, 6 inch. And then the reset. You can actually feel it pushing up against your finger. And there it is. Really, really, for a Glock, for anything, that's a pretty, and I've had this thing on the range. I've had my shooter have it on the range. She does really well with it. I do really well with it. This has just been a really, really super gun. And again, easy to handle, especially if you've got smaller statured individuals that want to be able to carry and want to be able to control. Have the kind of control that a subcompact really doesn't give you, but without that wider grip, that bigger grip, that extra bulk that a standard compact is going to give. Too big for her hands. Perfect for her hands. Very light, very concealable, very easy to manage. shoots really well, super accurate, great trigger. I mean, really good trigger, period. But for a Glock, that is the trigger every Glock should have, period. Folks, the Glock 48 MOS for your consideration, because I love it. This is actually the only Glock I like. I really do. I love this. So, we'll try not to be gone too long this time. If you've got any comments, any concerns, any questions, by all means, hit that comment section down below. Like, subscribe, even if you hate me, even if you love Glock, even if you hate Glock. Like, subscribe, and come back and see us again. Bye now.